Hello, my name is Jim Mullany from Sitek Process Solutions. Today is Thursday, December 19th, 2019. Today I'm doing a video source inspection on 5 fully remanufactured, like new condition, 870S spin rinse dryers. We do not give our company's name out for our customer on the web because for their privacy. The PO number is 420-2022316. I'll put this down for a second. Okay, so these systems have been upgraded with the 4910 skins. That's a fire retardant material. You can see they look brand new. They basically are like new tools. The only option that we have on these tools that is a standard option, the customer did not pay for it, but we put it on anyway. It's our water recirculation line. What that does is it allows the customer to trickle water into the drain so they don't have any dead legs for any possible bacteria growth. We felt that, even though they didn't pay for it, we felt that was a good option to have. These systems were also upgraded with a state-of-the-art SlickDevice S1 Sitek controller. This controller makes these tools as good as any machine you can buy new on the market, if not better than any spin rinse dryer available in the world. It has data acquisition information. We have multiple recipes. We have maintenance capabilities. We have a lot of the N2 capabilities that turn off the N2. We have alarms that come up for the customer. So now, compared to an old dumb rinser dryer, this controller allows all the user interface and the status of the tool at any given time. We also upgraded at no charge our light indicators. We feel these are kind of important. It does make the tools look very nice, plus it gives them an example. Amber or yellow means the tools are idle, ready to process. This customer, these are not in there yet, but this customer has purchased 6-inch rotors along with a lot of inserts. So what the inserts are is they allow you to downsize in less than 5 seconds a rotor to a smaller substrate size. And so those will be shipped separately. So what I'll go ahead and do is our facilities can't handle 5 double stacks running all at the same time. That's a lot of flow through our house facility lines. So I'm going to run 3 machines at once, then 2 machines at once to show you how smooth they run and how good they run. Then what I'll do is during the process, I'll talk about our full remanufacturing process. Okay, so these ones are all loaded with wafers. You would simply load your wafers, which are already inside there, and hit start. I'll do the same thing on 3 double stacks. Cassettes in there. Oops, I tried to, here's the alarm because I tried to start it with the door open. Door was open, so I'll turn that off. And now I cleared it. And I'll start. Perfect example of our smart controller. I had the door open when I hit start and the alarm came up and it wouldn't allow the system to run. The typical process for known in the semiconductor world for drying silicon wafers and other substrates is a rinse, a purge, and what the purge does is it blows the water out of the DI line so it doesn't drip back during the dry cycle. You have a high RPM dry 1, which is meant to sling the water off of the wafer, cassette, and rotor, and then a lower RPM dry 2. That allows the N2, the heater blankets, and centrifugal force to dry the wafers and the cassette and so forth. That's a pretty typical process that's known in the semiconductor industry. So right now we're we're running 1800 RPM, 1800 RPM, 1800 RPM. This system was set at 1552. Actually, it's a little bit lower. So as you can see, they're all running nicely. Everything looks great. As you can see here, our digital controller, the set point's 1800. It's exactly on 1800. We do multiple reviews of the RPM per second. And we make, our controller makes all of the correct adjustments so we have no fluctuation in the RPM. As you can see, it's 1800 perfectly. So we're just going to go through the system here. Again, we're in dry 1. This one's almost done with dry 1. Once we go into dry 2, I'll talk about our remanufacturing process. And they're all going to go in sequence because I start them all in sequence. Give you an example of dry 1 and dry 2. See dry 2? You notice how the RPMs are dropping down? Here we go. They both drop down. You're going to start seeing them all drop down. 500 is what our set point is here. 500 our set point. So we have about 300 seconds now, which is about a 6 minute, which is a 6 minute second dry. Just for reference, our state-of-the-art digital controller tells you what's going on here. So you've got green means it's active. You have the N2 valve on, the N2 heater's on, the bowl heater's on. LPP means low pressure purge is on. And then the graphical interface shows you green means the valves are open, and we also can see the heaters on there. This gives you the step you're in, and if you had a resistivity probe, it would give you the resistivity measurement. So now these three systems are all in dry too, just kind of running nicely. Let me talk about a remanufacturing process. So at Sitek, we don't care what style, what size rinse and dryer someone builds. We do complete remanufacturing of all versions. So it doesn't matter if you buy a 6-inch tool, a 3-inch tool, or a 300mm tool. We break tools down and reconfigure them up to the customer's needs. We have our own bowls, so we can size it. We build our own frames. We have our own poly shop internally to our company. So we do all of this in-house. So what happens is, let's say it's an exact match, which normally it isn't, but if it is, we would take this system, break it apart down to the base plate, one metal piece. We then go through the complete rebuild of all the parts. The brushless motor is gone through, opened up, and I won't talk about all of our remanufacturing capabilities because, again, our competitors do listen to our videos. But we go through and rebuild the motors. We make sure that the heaters work. That would be both the N2 heater and the blanket heater. When in our process here, any part that's defective or we deem doesn't have at least a 1+ year life on it, we will replace new anyway. We then go ahead and rebuild all the ACR valves or replace them. We check all the sensors. That would be the 8 PSI sensor, the 20 PSI sensor. We go through all the wiring harnesses. We have different groups in our company that do different sub work. Then we build the heads up separately in our dry test area. So a head would have no poly, no frame, just this on a stainless steel table. Once it's built up, we have a quality control checklist that's reviewed by a second technician. Assuming the tool passes quality control, it's then moving to wet test. It's brought in on the stainless steel table with just the head by itself, no poly, no frame, and it gets all the wet tests done. Because in dry test, you won't know if any of the ACR valves are leaking any DI water and so forth. So then once it passes wet test by the first technician, we have a quality control technician that reviews it. Once it passes there, it goes into multiple runs. Once it gets past 50 runs, we start putting in its configuration. In this case, it would be 2 head assemblies in a double stack configuration. We bring in then our digital state-of-the-art controllers. We put the systems inside of the poly with all the panels off to make sure everything matches up and looks good. We then go through our quality control, take pictures. You can't see, but inside of here, all the Sitek products are marked. If you look at the heater blanket, the N2 heater, the ACR valves, the solenoid valves, the rotor stop positioner, the brushless motor, the servo amp, all the parts, they have a Sitek part number on there for ease of ordering. Any customer can look at any part on our tool, read the part number, and call us or go to our website and be able to get the information from our website to contact us to be able to buy the part. So we feel we are the #1 part supplier of replacement parts for the semi-tool and Vertex spinner and dryers. As a side note, the company Vertex, which was acquired by Martech 10 years ago, we bought last year in 2018. So Sitek now is the legal owner of all the IP rights. We have all the spare parts, all the drawings. We are now the OEM for the Vertex spinner and dryers. Okay, we have about a minute left to go, 69 seconds, 60 here. As you can see, we're just running nice and smooth. What I'll go ahead and do is once these 3 are done, I'll open them up very quickly. I'll take the cassettes out, make sure they're warm and dry, make sure the hot N2 is working. And then we'll go ahead and run the next 2 systems. And then when I'm doing that, I'll talk about all the other support. I'll talk about our SRD support besides the spinner and dryers on our website and all the other products that Sitek does offer. So we have about 30 seconds, and then we'll start opening the chambers. So we have 8 seconds left. At the end of the process, it's called the RSP, rotor stop positioner. It is a module that has a piston on it with a roller. It'll extend onto our cam assembly, It'll rotate the cam to a flat, which is we call home position, and it'll up there. It just did upright it to 12 o'clock so we can take the wafers out. When our process is over, you have a couple choices. This designates the process over. Process complete, okay to open door. It tells you it was a successful process. If there was any issues, it would be unsuccessful. It tells you the process you ran. To clear this, you can acknowledge it 3 ways. I'll do 2 of them right now. Acknowledge the button, clears it. That's the top one. The bottom rinser dryer, I'll just open the door, and that acknowledges it. Or, which I'll do over here, on the button, if you hit stop, it acknowledges it. So all 3 do the same thing, so it gives the operator a variety of ways to acknowledge the process. So let's just check here. Like to check for hot end 2. Yep, nice and hot. Wafers look great. I expect all these to be the same way. Yep, hot end 2. Nice and dry. Yep, nice and warm. Don't burn my hand. That N2 gets pretty hot. Okay, feels good. Let me get this back in here. See what I'm doing here. There we go. And the last one, we didn't have wafers in this one because this balance 0 to 25, so you didn't have nice and hot. And down here the same way, nice and hot, just an empty cassette that we ran process in. So these 3 double stacks work great. What I did not do is I didn't talk about our indicator light, so I'll talk about that. When I start these 2, I'll use the middle rinser dryer as an example. So now we'll run the next 2 double stacks. Again, insert the wafers, hit start. Insert the wafers, hit start, and one more time. And the last one. Empty cassette, doesn't matter. These are all test cassettes for us and test wafers. And we start. Okay, so we're in the rinse process. So our light indicator. Yellow, amber means we are at the idle state, ready to run a process. Green means you're in process. We also have under our alarm screen right here, traditionally on a semi-tool rinser dryer or any rinser dryer, if a tool has a problem, the customers have, and they probably will still add this on here, a green tag or a red tag they can flip back and forth that says up or down or maintenance. In our case, if you have a problem here, and let's say there's an alarm, let's say the bowl heater is alarming, which means the operator needs to notify maintenance and does not want to run the machine. If they've gone through training, you click that button, and now we start blinking. This means the tool has been put in maintenance mode and is not to be run until the maintenance department comes and clears it. Once the maintenance comes over and fixes whatever they're going to do, they simply clear the maintenance mode, and they can then back out of the screen, back to the home screen. So that makes it very easy. So now that we're running these systems that are in dry 1, let me talk about our other support. So if you go to our website at sitekprocess.com, on the left-hand side is a variety of buttons. The first 7 buttons are all semi-tool related. The first 3 are the type machines we sell. The traditional or the newer S model, the hybrid system, which is called the F model, and the traditional ST model. And we sell lots of all 3 versions, actually. We still sell quite a bit every month of the ST models. The next 3 buttons are all the specific spare parts for each version, the S, the F, and the ST. On our website, we have pictures of the part so the customer can compare it to make sure it's the right one. We have the Sitek part number. We have a full description in the body of the part. And then we also have the most common OEM numbers. It turns out between semi-tool, Retech, OEM, part numbers got changed. So if there's multiple part numbers that designate over the years that same part, we list them in there. So in our search box, the customer can put in a past semi-tool number, and it will bring up the part to be supplied. The 7th button down is our support on the semi-tool WST, SST, and WSST tools. Those are all the solvent and acid tools. We have a few tools in stock here on those. We also have spare parts that you can go look at. Besides doing the spin rinse dryers, which is a core part of our business, again, we are the #1 remanufacturer, we believe, in the world on spin rinse dryers and support. We also do other wet processing tools and other tools. Let's talk about wet processing first. We do quite a lot of the Floorware Integris box washers. On a given year, we normally sell 5 or 6 of these large box washers. We currently have a customer that had an issue and had an overheat problem, and we're rebuilding their box washer. Now it's in our manufacturing area. We also do quite a lot of the Ultra T, Ultra Tech, K&S, mask and single mask and wafer scrubbers. Those are the high pressure cleaners or with brush. We always have, I think right now we have 5 or 6 systems in stock. So we do quite a lot of that. We offer photoresist pump repairs and supply pump repairs and pumps and controllers. We do Cybor, IDI, and Millipore. Those are the 3 traditional ones we work with. Customers can send us their pumps too. We do quite a lot of repairs for customers. We also do etch and asher equipment. That would be your Branson ashers, the Matrix ashers, the Techniques, and so forth. We do microscopes, high and low profile microscopes. The high profile would be like a Nikon or Olympus. And then we also do the stereo zoom inspection microscopes. Let's see, but on our website you'll see we also do particle counters and metrology tools. You'll see we have the KLA, the 10-core particle counters. We do lipsometry equipment. We do thin film nanometrics tools. So we have quite a wide range, and you can see all that on our website. One thing about Sitek, everything we sell is fully refurbished. We sell nothing as is and nothing operational. We took a stance over 15 years ago that our quality is more important than anything else, and we want to ensure that only the highest quality tools go out and leave our site. Most customers, if we had a customer come to our site today, they would not know these 5 tools are brand new. If you took these side panels off, they look beautiful, they look brand new, the parts are beautiful, they're all probably 50% new parts, at least in these tools. Well, it is 50% at least, and all new skins. So we've always believed that our quality is most important. Just for reference, I'm going to take a quick peek behind to make sure that all these have the water recirc option, because that was the one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I see 10 water recircs, 2 per system. Just want to make sure. This was a year-end project where it was kind of a lose it or use it budget. So we are actually going to package these up. The crates are already here, starting tonight and tomorrow. We've already got the trucker scheduled to pick them up tomorrow to make an on-time delivery next week to our customer based in the United States. We also do quite a lot of international work. We have distributors in Germany, France, in Switzerland, the UK, all of Southeast Asia, different areas. We work quite a lot with China. So we are becoming now more one of the bigger, if not the biggest now, international seller of refurbished tools, specifically on the spin rinse dryers and wet processing side. So we've got about 1.5 minutes left. And then I'll go ahead and finish these, and I'll open them up and check the process. And then what I'll do is that will end the process of this video in just a second.
All right, what suite is this?
This is kind of the boring part of it. I've basically given you all the information about our company, the tools we do, and so forth. And you just have to watch these spin now. So nothing really can happen for another 42 seconds. Again, at the end of the process, as I talked about, the RSP, which is the rotor stop positioner, it'll fire, which we call extend in the back. It'll upright, we call home position 12 o'clock. And we'll be able to take out the cassettes and if wafers and look at them. These systems look really nice. So you're going to see pretty soon the color change. As I talked about some of the different colors, the alarm is red, amber yellow is idle, green is running, and you'll see in a second, as soon as we go and we do rotor upright, blue. Blue means unload me. We have certain customers, actually only one real customer, that instead of having 4 colors, wants 3 colors with an audible at the end of the process. In a wafer fab, there's so many audibles going off in any aisle, especially the wet process aisle with the wet sinks and the rinser dryers. Most of our customers, 90% of them prefer just the color code on the spin rinse dryer. They don't want more buzzers and noise going on to say unload me. Okay, see, as you can see, they're all blue, which means the process is over. As I talked about, we can acknowledge different ways. I'll just open the chamber. Feel nice and warm, looks good. Looks good. And should have also said, the process we run doesn't mean it's the customer's process. It's just a defined one. Some customers want to run faster. Some want to do much, much more drying, and they want to add another 2 or 3 minutes on because there's no hurry. It's really up to them. This looks good. There's a variety of processes people run in the spinner and dryers. Okay. Oh, right there. Kind of hot. And this one has the LPP on the, there it is, on the left side. Looks good. And again, this one's just a cassette because that's nice and warm. Alrighty, so this will conclude the video source inspection for our customer here in the United States of 5 fully remanufactured, upgraded to the state-of-the-art Sitek controller. Again, we will then compile this video, upload it to YouTube. We'll send the customer a link. Because of the deadline for tomorrow, the tools have to go tomorrow because of the new year coming up, and it was year-end money, lose it or use it. We are going to start creating these anyway. We know there should be no questions about this. We would never allow a tool to leave unless we thought it met our stringent quality standards and it was prepared to leave. We've never actually had a customer have us redo a video yet. We've been doing videos for about 10 or 12 years now. Our company, just for reference, is 20 years old. We've been around for a long time in the semiconductor market, and that's why we feel one of the market leader in this wet processing category. Again, my name is Jim Mullany from Sitek. Today is Thursday, December 19th, 2019. Thank you and have a great day.